Once upon a time, the ultimate edge in the stock market was information. Knowledge was power. The person who received the news first controlled the game. But today, the rules have fundamentally shifted. It's no longer about what you know, it's about how fast you can act on it. We are no longer measuring success in seconds or even milliseconds. We are in the era of the microsecond. Think about a blink. It takes roughly 300 milliseconds. In that fleeting moment, thousands of trades have already been executed. In the vast majority of these transactions, not a single human hand is involved. No intuition, no hesitation, just the cold, calculated pulse of algorithms. But here is the twist. These algorithms weren't designed to build the financial architecture we see today. No grand committee sat down to plan this digital labyrinth. They were birthed by a singular, primal drive to make money faster. In their relentless pursuit of speed, they accidentally reshaped the very skeleton of modern global finance. To understand where we are, we must look at where we began. In the 1980s, the stock market was a visceral human theatre. Picture the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, a sea of shouting brokers, frantic hand signals, and a blizzard of paper tickets. It looked like chaos, but it was a human ecosystem. Market makers stood in the center, matching buyers and sellers, providing the liquidity that kept the engine running. It was physical, it was loud, and it was entirely human. Then came the Silicon Revolution. In the late 90s, electronic platforms began to replace the shouting matches. At first, it was just a tool, a faster way to send an order. But then, a revolutionary question emerged. If computers can send the orders, why shouldn't they decide which orders to send? High-frequency trading, or HFT, was born from this spark. Its logic was deceptively simple. Exploit the tiniest price discrepancies. If a stock costs $100 in New York, but 100.0, $1 in Chicago, a human wouldn't blink. But for an algorithm, that 1 cent gap is a golden opportunity. When you multiply that tiny profit by millions of trades every single day, you aren't just making a living, you're building an empire. This triggered the most expensive and invisible race in history. Companies began a physical conquest of space, moving their massive data centers right next to the exchanges. They realized that even a few meters of cable created latency, a delay that meant losing. They dug massive trenches for fiber-optic lines and built towering microwave arrays because electromagnetic waves travel through the air faster than light moves through glass. Billions were spent to shave off mere microseconds. But as the machines accelerated, the old market structures began to fracture. In 2010, the world witnessed the flash crash. In a matter of minutes, nearly $1 trillion evaporated from the American market, only to reappear moments later. Blue chip stocks crashed to a penny and bounced back before any human trader could even process the data on their screen. The algorithms were talking to each other. One sold, triggering a chain reaction of fear in the others. They reacted to shadows, to patterns, and to each other's panic. The dominoes fell in a digital vacuum, proving that the market had moved beyond human comprehension. The irony is profound. Algorithms weren't written to rule the market, they were written to survive it. Yet, in surviving, they transformed it. The traditional centralized exchange became too slow. A new world of dark pools and alternative trading systems emerged. Today, the price of a stock isn't formed in one room. It's a constant global negotiation between millions of lines of code. This is the modern financial ecosystem. It is no longer a human system. It is a biological digital hybrid where humans have retreated to the edges, acting as mere observers of a process they can no longer participate in real time. When you click buy, you are stepping into a world where hundreds of algorithms have already predicted your move, adjusted the price and moved on before your finger leaves the mouse. The modern market is not a planned machine. It is an accidental organism born from speed and greed. And the biggest question for our future is no longer about profit or loss. It is about control. Who or what is really steering the ship when the ship moves faster than the captain can think? History shows us that the greatest changes don't always come from grand visions. Sometimes they are the sum of millions of tiny decisions, all chasing a single microsecond of advantage.